All right, next up, I just got this recently. It was perfect, just in time for Halloween. I spun it on our show. There's a picture sleeve for this. Unfortunately, my copy doesn't have it. We are fans of Dark Shadows, and this is from February '69 on Epic. It's credited to the first Theremin era. It's the theme, the Barnabas theme from Dark Shadows.
So cool.
The flip side is something called Sunset in Siberia. I haven't spun yet, but I spun this on our show Friday night, and it's really good. Theremin, kind of a heavy, funky beat. This is a promo copy, obviously, that big A on Epic. And like I said, there's a picture sleeve for it, but my copy didn't come with it. It must be very rare. I'm sure a lot of kids probably cut it up and hung it on their wall.
Also at Electric Kitsch, I picked this one up for a few. Definitely outside of the norm of my usual music purchases, but I really like the song Don't Answer Me. So I found this copy of the Alan Parsons Project, Ammonia Avenue. Interesting cover and everything with the insert sleeve. Yeah, Alan Parsons Project always kind of intrigues me because, you know, basically a different band or lead singer every time he puts something out. I know Colin Blunstone from the Zombies was with him at some point. But yeah, I just picked this up because I happened to just come across it and I saw the cool hype sticker on there too. So I'm like,
you know, he started out as like a tape operator engineer at Abbey Road. He worked on Beatles sessions.
Yeah, I've heard that he had something to do with the Beatles.
Okay, next up for me, an eBay purchase. This is from one of the few eBay sellers I know of that are right here in Traverse City. And this guy has lots of cool stuff, and I've been buying from him occasionally once in a while. And I had this on my watch list, and he sent me an offer. Lately, when I buy something on eBay, sometimes it's only if I have something on my watch list and I get an offer, I'll buy it. But I've got to be careful with that. I think this is a Record Store Day release from 2019. The Kinks with Arthur on A side and Brainwashed on the B side, both in mono.
Awesome.
Arthur, if you want to ask me what my favorite Kinks albums are, it depends on my mood at the time. Arthur and Village Green are always in competition for number one. Sometimes I'll say Arthur, sometimes I say Village Green. Arthur, one of my favorite albums in general, and I think the music just fits the brown sepia tones of the artwork. But this is from a guy in Traverse City who has more of these Record Store Day Kinks EPs I may get in the future just to have them. Because did you know we like the Kinks? I don't know if you noticed. No. But still sealed, haven't cracked her open yet. But got this for a good deal on eBay from a guy in town.
Somebody don't you know it? Don't you know it? Another kind of getting out of my usual listening, and this artist kind of found out about her through listening to First Aid Kit, because I get a lot of those suggestions while I'm working. I stream music, so it's like, you like listening to First Aid Kit, maybe you like listening to Brandi Carlile, and turns out I do. So I found this at Electric Kitsch for a great price. It's a double album called The Firewatcher's Daughter, and it was a 2 LP white vinyl including digital download. So I thought, I'll definitely check this out. I really like her song, The Story. It's really pretty. And I mean, man, this girl can sing, not just sing, she can sing. So
is the Story on here?
No, that's on her her second album, I think it was. I don't have that one yet. But yeah, Firewatcher's Daughter, Brandi Carlile. Something different.
Okay, I found this in our local. This is from 2009. This is done through Rhino, but made to look like it's on the original label. This is Big Star with an alternate mix of Feel and an unissued single mix of Mod Lang on the flip side. Made to look like an original Ardent single, but it's put out through Rhino. There you have the back cover, excuse me. There's Alex Chilton right there, and I think that's Chris Bell down there. I'm not familiar with who all the guys are. But yeah, this is cool. I can't wait to spin this. I found this in the new arrival section.
That's awesome. And adding to my Genesis collection, I had the opportunity again to bid on some albums on Whatnot. I haven't been, like I said, I haven't been shopping at BC Vinyl for their new vinyl because there hasn't been a whole lot I'm interested in. But I'm watching other people's streams, and sometimes you come across some great bargains. And I did pick up a lot of Genesis albums, a few of them, and this was one of them. Their Abacab album from 1981. Came out the same year as I did.
I remember the video for that on MTV no more before I went to school.
It's got No Reply at All. And I just
know the title. I know the title track and No Reply.
You know No Reply at All.
Yeah, I know that one.
Keep It Dark, Dodo, Lurker, Whodunit, Man on the Corner sounds familiar.
There's a lonely man there on the corner.
Yeah.
What he's waiting for, I don't know.
I should know this. Holy cow. Yes. Yeah, I don't think this is one of the albums that my mom had, but I know she had some like greatest hits kind of things, and that was definitely on there. So,
yeah, the video for Abacab, the song, is a live performance in the studio.
Oh.
First Genesis I ever saw. All right, this came out of our local, too, in the new arrival section. I have the self-titled CD by these guys, because they do an awesome cover of Prince's Raspberry Beret.
Oh,
it's a bit of a super group. These are the Hindu Love Gods.
Sweet.
Which are 3/4 of REM with Warren Zevon. But on this single, they're joined by somebody named Brian Cook, who I'm not sure who he is. This is from 1986 on IRS. The top side is a cover of the Easy Beats, Gonna Have a Good Time Tonight, while the B-side is an REM composition called Narrator, original picture sleeve. And it's funny, right after I bought this, one of my longtime online friends, Kip Shepard, posted Narrator in our little private group when he does The Weekend is Here, and he plays a cool song and he puts Narrator. So yeah, this was, I can't wait to spin this and see how great their version is. You can't really improve on the Easy Beats version, original of Gonna Have a Good Time Tonight. But I think these guys may do it justice. Nice.
I know that Raspberry Beret cover because it was on one of the first compilations you ever made for me.
I heard that on WHTG out of Eatontown. I bought it that day. And when I bought it at Vintage Vinyl, they came back kind of Billy. So you just heard this on the radio, didn't you? Because we had it on. I was like, yeah, I was driving over here.
Right, and also in that lot was their 1983 album just called Genesis. And the hit song off that one is That's All. You know,
I remember Mama.
You do?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Mama.
An Illegal Alien, which probably won't get played on the radio.
Shame, that's all. And Taking It All Too Hard.
You don't remember that one? Illegal Alien?
I don't remember Illegal Alien.
They probably won't show that video or play that song anymore.
Is it Anti-Illegal Alien?
No, it's kind of no fun being an illegal alien.
Oh, okay. I've heard that. Yeah.
I had this album on CD at one time, and I sold it off.
Good stuff.
Next up, this is an odd song. I mean, in the 60s, you had all these protest songs, Eva, Destruction, and everything. And there were some answer records to them. One of the most well-known ones was the Spokesman's Dawn of Correction, like very Republican right-wing answer records, like Jan Berry's Universal Coward. Oh. But I bought this for the other side, but I'll show you the top side first. And this is written by people who wrote songs for the Monkees, Grainfield and Keller. But this is on Colpix, the predecessor to Coal Gems. This is Billy Carr doing What's Come Over This World, which is almost like a pro-Vietnam Goldwater Republican song, which is unintentionally humorous to me. But I kind of bought it for the flip side because he does the theme song to the Sally Field television show Gidget. Wait Till You See My Gidget. Written by Greenfield and Keller. I think on the TV show it's sung by Johnny Tillotson. But I liked watching Gidget because it's part of the Monkees universe kind of because they use a lot of the same sets. Just like we were watching the season 1 episode of The Flying Nun and they used the Monkees apartment in shadow for like a museum. It's the
Monkees pad.
Yeah, it was used like in shadow because they were supposed to be breaking into this maritime museum. We're like, no, that's the Monkees pad.
Oh, get out of there.
So this is from 1965 or early 66. But yeah, this What's Come Over the World is just so... Okay, young Republicans, here's a protest song for you. It's right up there.
They gotta have their music.
It's right up there with the Spokesman's Dawn of Correction on Decca.
on that same stream that I got those Genesis albums, this person was also selling Talking Heads records. So, of course, oh my gosh, you know how hard it's like around, I guess at our local, go to the Talking Heads section, there is never anything there. And I have a box set, I have their albums and everything, but nothing on vinyl. So this is, of course, True Stories, Talking Heads. Has the inner with the cool photo of the band. City of Dreams, People Like Us, Radiohead. I mean, this was a score. You would not believe I paid like less than $10. So very happy.
This next one, Heidi Lee got for me off of Whatnot.
Oh.
Because a band member in this band, Chuck Negron, sells records on there. And this song, I really like this song, and I kind of refer to it as a guilty pleasure, because when you look at what else I listen to, but I don't know, if you really like something, you shouldn't feel guilty about it. But it's autographed by him, but I don't know how I could prove it.
Yeah.
This is Shambhala by Three Dog Night, which is just a fun song to me.
You can see it in like gold right there is where he signed it. And he normally goes on there and sells records that he signed and photos and artwork and things like that. But this stream was kind of special because he was raising money for a relative that had their home destroyed in the hurricane. So I was like, it's for a good cause. And it's just kind of a fun thing.
And if you want to hear a really great cover version of this, seek out Solomon Burke's version on MGM. It was a single with the flip side. It's called Love Thy Neighbor. It gets a little more, even more fun and funky. But yeah, I just have a soft spot for this song. It's just catchy.
And it's funny because we'll listen to the 70s countdowns on our drives and things. And I noticed while we were driving once, I'm like, have you ever noticed how Shambhala and My Maria kind of sound the same? It's like, My Maria.
Yeah.
Shambhala. It sounds like it could be the same songwriter.
And also look up Jamal, a.k.a. Jamal, reacting to a live performance of Shambhala on YouTube.
Yep. And then next, got this one here too. Talking Heads, more songs about buildings and food. And this is from 1978. And the funny thing is when I got it, it had this big piece of paper over this entire cover where I think it had been at a radio station and they were marking down what songs you should play and what songs you shouldn't play. And I had to like carefully, you can still see like the tape mark. This is definitely not a perfect copy, but by any means. And I couldn't get this off because that was just pretty much stuck there. But I carefully removed that. So at least most of the cover looks halfway decent. So super happy finding some Talking Heads vinyl, even though it's not perfect.
Next up for me is an EP on the great Norton Records label. This is a reissue of several sides by a North Carolina band called the Sabres. I wanted to get this because one of their songs, Take Up the Slack Daddy-O, the A-Bones, the Norton Records house band, did on a single. But it originally came out in 1958 on the Kilmac Records label in North Carolina. And Take Up the Slack Daddy-O is an ode to the perils of water skiing. But it's a Norton white label.
Norton. We have to do that like Alex. Yeah. Norton.
Oh, no, I was thinking I was missing a record, but both songs are on each side. But Norton reissued these in 2002. I love Norton Records. You know, you used to buy stuff from them, and they would include personal letters back sometimes with your order if you said something. Oh. My friend Jeff Jotz got letters from Billy and Miriam.
Nice.
I bumped into Billy and Miriam for the first time at a record show in Clark at the Coachman Inn because I heard the voice, and I recognized it from count-ins on their songs. And I was little 18, 19-year-old. I went up to him, I said, "Are you Billy Miller?" And he's like, yeah, I'm Billy Miller. And I was like, oh yeah, I recognize the voice when you did a count-in to one of your songs and Miriam corrected you. He's like, yeah, I'll never live that one down. But and I remember Miriam, attractive lady. Mm-hmm. And guys were like getting way too close to her, and she was buying a bunch of empty 45 platter packs, and she kept swinging around on purpose and banging them on people. But then I also saw the A-Bones live at Maxwell's. I have some pictures somewhere. That was a fun night.
Nice. Up next, for both of us, really, my brother watches these videos. So, hi, Rob, if you're watching. And he's just messaged me one day. He's like, I sent you a record. I'm like, oh, okay. Thank you. And it came in the mail, and it's the Monkees headquarters, but it's the Stack O Tracks version, which is basically kind of like headquarters sessions, if you're familiar with that at all, which is like the background, the tracks.
The backing
tracks. That's the words
Sans
I'm looking
vocals.
for. And so that's like a cool album that we didn't have, something to add to the Monkees collection with the cool cover.
Yeah, they colorized the back cover photos.
Yeah, and the vinyl, it's on Friday Music, and they did the label to look like a Cool Gems label on clear vinyl. So that's pretty cool. Thank you, Rob. We'll go ahead and add that to our collection. Haven't listened to it yet, but it's definitely something that's cool that we didn't have. So score one for Rob for picking something out for us that we don't already have. So, and especially Monkees related. So this is super cool. Thank you.
Next up for me is another odd little single, of course, I like to collect. There's actually two versions of this. There's one by the Daddy-O's, and this was the competing version. I think this guy had other hits. This is on ABC Paramount, late 1950s. A really cool, fun instrumental called Gotta Match by Frank Gallup. Really fun record with this like Addams Family type harpsichord and this deep voice going, gotta match. And towards the end, he doesn't get a match. He's like, forget it. Really fun, goofy record. You can tell I love this stuff. I can't wait to spin this on the show because it makes people's ears perk up. Got a Match by Frank Gallup on ABC Paramount, late 1950s, probably earliest 57, latest 59.